This video is an introduction to the Rhino Tool Systems rock hauler, its different uses, its components, and how it's made so that you can be lifting big heavy stones in your property without breaking a sweat. So what makes this so unique is it's essentially a fulcrum system. You can see that you're going to put some weight on the front, not your heavier stones. Your heavier stones would actually be going onto the back. And that will give you a nice kind of balanced teeter-totter effect if you do it right. So moving one big stone, yes, you could do it without something on the front. But if you wanted to make it easier and you just wanted to glide along the ground without a lot of heavy pushing, then you can balance it out with that counterweight. This is a double solid steel clamp. So it's S-shaped, so you can curl around the bigger stones on this side, or you can flip it over and use the smaller fork for latching on to the lid of or the top of a garbage can or a bucket, something like that. In addition to the clamp, you have the solid steel pry bars. You can see they're tapered at the end to really help with digging. Imagine having two big digging bars on the end of a wheeled machine. That's essentially what you have here. This shot gives you a great indicator of the thickness of the steel used for the Rhino, and you can see all the parts are welded by hand. This wheel shield will do its job just fine. I mean, here I am standing on it, no problem whatsoever. I'm about 200 pounds, but you can pile rocks on there without really any problem. But it's gonna prevent anything from moving forward on the cart, on your wheels, and of course you can stack on top. This is Schedule 40 pipe, so this is not gonna be the type of thing that's gonna buckle, bend, or break. Here is the base of the frame, so it is expanded steel and it's welded in, as you can see. You can bungee in at lots of different contact points. So despite the fact it doesn't have sides, there are easy ways to keep especially the larger stones in place without much problem. In addition to making sure the steel is strong, we opted for flat-proof tires. Now these are 16-inch diameter, carefree, flat-proof, puncture-proof tires. So if you're out in the field, you don't have to worry about the tires not holding up their end of the bargain and sagging under the weight that you might put on the cart. You don't have to worry about nails or any types of punctures whatsoever. And if you wanted to really up the load capacity of the cart, there's room in between the forks for a third tire to give you even more lifting and moving capacity. The handles are S-shaped and they pop in and out, again with these quick release D10 pins. And then they can fall or just pull out if you want. But the neat thing about that is if you want to roll something onto the base of the cart, you can do that by popping out the handlebars. And you can see how low to the ground the clearance of the Rhino is. So your heavier stuff that you can just slide on the back of the cart. When you want to move really heavy rocks, we recommend putting them on the back and putting a smaller counterweight on the front. And then you've got basically the old-fashioned teeter-totter effect that you can balance pretty good. So the secret to this thing isn't just how much it can lift on the front, it's also how much it can be loaded onto the base and then balanced in the front, and then it runs real smooth and straight. How much weight could you add? Well, the manufacturer on the wheels says 600 pounds per wheel. You could probably exceed that if you wanted to give it a try. It's not going to be the axle's fault if it busts. I would say that I've been able to get about a 400-pound stone on the back of the cart and be able to push it without needing something on the front. But it could depend on your terrain, obviously, if you're going uphill, if you're going to be on uneven surfaces, or if you don't want to do a lot of pushing with a lot of oomph, then it's always smart to counterbalance. But I'd say 400-pound stone on the back would be good. You could put 200, 250 on the front without anything on the back and move it. The principle is to be able to lift heavy stones and to drop them and to be really rough with it. So it is guaranteed to last for life. And if you do bust it or break it, I would love to hear the story of how that happened. And we'll send you the replacement part for free. We offer a handful of optional accessories. And far and away the best one, in my opinion, is this handle connector bar. This serves a couple purposes. You can see clearly it connects the handles, but more importantly, it helps with your grip. So the standard grip would be like so, but if you were working
with heavier objects or needed more force uphill and downhill, you can change your grip here, which gives you the ability to really give a good push and pull. You can lean your body weight into it, or if you're walking backwards, you can use this to pull, and that's very helpful when initially trying to dislodge a heavier stone or get some momentum going.
Here you can see that the wheel shield can be repurposed to help you move a railroad tie. Swap out the pry bars and use these upright posts, another optional accessory, in order to gain leverage underneath the railroad tie and pry it up off the ground. Once you have it up in the air, you can use the handle connector bar as a second point of contact to rest it above the cart. Put a couple bungee cords in place, and now you have this railroad tie or lumber or a log secure, and you can move it wherever it needs to go.
So to sum it all up, this is the ideal tool for moving big rocks, or really anything big on your property. You don't need to rely on heavy equipment or risk injury anymore. Instead, you have a high quality tool that's designed to last for a lifetime for you to get that job done.